Nell, and welcome to my patio. I'm starting to formulate the thoughts for my garden and the plans, actually, not just the thoughts. I'm starting to formulate the plans for my garden, and I thought I would share them with you because I've lived in this house for almost 2 months now. So I have some ideas, and my ideas have changed, and it's like time to move onward and put together another garden design. I have an overall plan now, which it's good to have, and I have written it down, and I'm also vocalizing it, and I think that helps. But I'm also glad that I haven't just started in on anything, because I've really lived with a garden, as I said, for a couple months, and my thoughts have changed on things. So that's going to happen. You might have an idea and then you think, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. But for me here in Tucson has like 350 days of sunshine a year. So a lot of shade and a lot of darkness is not an issue, so I didn't have to consider that too much. Like for instance, for my fleshy succulents, I've got a shaded area, so they're going to live in that area there. And the plants here are all doing well. So I was like, oh, should I order a soil test or not? But I ordered a local one anyway, just to see, because I want to see what's going on with the soil. But I don't see anything funky at all happening here. So fortunately, I have a lot of mature plants in this garden. I didn't have to bring in the 24-inch box trees or any of that. So I'm really happy with that. I don't have to do that. I just really need to clean up and prune. I need to fill in a little bit, and I need to jazz it up. And the other thing, of course, I need to do is I need to get the drip system checked, and I want to get a new control box because it's an older control box. So those are that's sort of the mechanical thing that I need to have done. Now I figured out what I want my garden to do. For me, I want it to have something to play in. Instead of working with plants, I play with plants, so I want to be able to do that. And I also have 2 outdoor seating areas. This is one of them. And then I have a lot of plants to look at. So that's mainly what I want to do. I'm also going to have quite a few container plants, and I'm going to have an area to grow some food. But it's mainly for the enjoyment of all this beautiful greenery around here. Now, in my humble horticultural opinion, smaller gardens are harder to do, and this for me is a smaller garden. Bigger gardens, you have so much more of a palette, and I'm a plant hound, so I get to have a lot more creativity and do it there. And with a smaller garden, you really have to get it right because you see so much of the garden at the same time. And I'm doing this because you might have a small garden too, so this might help you out if you're trying to figure out what to do or what steps to take. I love container gardening. Oh my god, here's a June bug. These things are like huge. Go, go, go. The bugs are big here in the desert. Excuse me, we had to interrupt for the bug flying around. I love containers and I love container gardening, but I don't want more than 15 or 20 here, and not small ones, because I don't want to have a lot to have to water, because obviously I'm in the desert. And I do gray water, but still, I plan to travel next year, so the person who's staying here is going to have to take care of them, and I don't want it to be too much. So I want to really plan that out, where the containers are going, what's going in the containers, and go from there, because I've got to have some. I just need to figure it out, and I've got that about half done. This gorgeous bed here is my main bed. It's so lovely. So it's really all I have to work with in terms of a solid patch that I'm going to do. So I'm going to take some of the barrel cactus and the cacti in pots. I'm going to put them in this bed. I'm also going to select a few choice plants, and then I'm going to do a tall container as a focal point here. Not quite sure what I'm going to put in it. I would love to put color because I want a few color pots, but we'll see how that goes. Now here's my very back area. Here, I'm going to take out the Nandina to the left, and then on the right is a planter with lantana and some Carolina jessamine. And I think I'm going to take most of that out. I think I'm going to do food there, or I'm going to do food in a tower. But I'm definitely going to prune up the rose in the back. Not quite sure on the gardenia. It's looking okay after the rains. And the jasmine just needs some pruning. But this area I'm just going to sort of take my time on. Because, you know, it's good to have a project to do for the future. It's good to have a master plan. Oh, there's that June bug again. And even though you may not stick to it and you might be sort of flexible, they get in your hair. They're beautiful green, but boy. Okay, I need to turn this off for a minute. Okay, my friend the June bug is gone, so I can move onwards. So, of course, I'm going to keep you in the loop on the progress, but I'm going to have to wait till the weather cools down a little bit because it's still really warm. Riley was meowing at the door this time, so I thought I'd bring him out to say hello. And I think that YouTube is really just a reason for us to show our pets to the world. Right? Right. And this is the lovely, peaceful seating area off of my living room. And when I first moved in, I was like, ooh, there's a sliding glass door. I can come right out. I'm going to get this big old 7 to 8 foot sofa with the chaise thing that goes out so 5 people can recline on it. And then I lived with it for a while and I thought that's going to be too big because this area is not all that big. And I don't want to face the house. I want to face the greenery. Pomegranates, for instance. And so I decided I'm going to do a love seat here, and then a chaise over here, and probably a chair with an ottoman here, so it's going to be a lovely seating area that can be reconfigured if it needs to be. And of course I will be keeping some of the container plants. This marginata is going to go inside because it's going to be too cold in the winter, but I have one hanging basket here. I have stringer pearls above me, which you probably can't see. So I have a couple hanging baskets, a bowl with color. My lovely Hoya is over here. So it's going to be a wonderful seating area, a wonderful place to relax, enjoy, and to work because it is shaded out here. The only thing I can usually hear is the sound of the cicadas and the birds. And here's that Hoya. It's doing beautifully here. It's enjoying the heat. Gets a lot of bright shade here. Little bit of direct sun. Thriving. There'll be a link down below for the post that goes along with this video. I'll also leave a couple of links for you there of my garden in Santa Barbara in case you want to see that. It's a very different garden, so be sure to check those out. And these are my succulent cuttings, which I brought from Santa Barbara, speaking of which. They're doing okay here. I think I'm going to plant them all in one pot, but again, we'll see. So I hope you have found this helpful. If you're planting a garden, it might have just triggered a few things that you're like, oh yeah, I should think about that. Or hopefully you found it interesting. And I look so forward to taking you along on my garden journey. And as always, I thank you so much for watching, for your likes, your subscribes, and your comments. I really appreciate them. And now let's get out in the garden and make our world a more beautiful place. Come on back because I have a lot more videos coming your way. Thanks for watching. Bye.